Austin is not emptying out by any means, but there are some suburbs where demand is quietly pulling back, and it shows up the same way virtually every time. More similar listings competing at one time, more price cuts to get attention, and more buyers saying the monthly cost just doesn't match what they're wanting to get. And that's why in this video, I'm going to break it down for you. We're going to talk about why this is happening. We're going to talk about the two major forces that are driving it. We're going to point out which Austin suburbs are feeling this pinch and the housing types that get exposed when buyers get picky, especially when there's a lot of similar inventory. I'm Stuart Sutton. I specialize in Georgetown, Texas real estate and have for over 3 decades. I help buyers make the right location decision first so you don't overpay for the wrong commute, the wrong tax or HOA stack, or the wrong resale lane. So before we name any suburbs, we need to know why this is happening, because it's not because Austin's becoming undesirable. It's about how the numbers are changing and where those changes show up first. The areas we're going to be pointing out are certainly not bad by any means, but these areas often cool off first because they hit monthly cost ceilings for many buyers. They reach a level of serious inventory competition, and commute friction starts to play a role. It can become an issue in some areas sooner than others. In Central Texas, small shifts in buyer confidence show up fast in suburbs with a lot of similar homes for sale at the same time. What this means for home buyers is simply this: your leverage as a buyer, well, it's back, but it's concentrated in suburbs where days in the market have jumped and prices have softened. You can negotiate more often on price, concessions, and timing in these type of areas. My suggestion is to understand your monthly cost first, then pick the suburb. In this real estate cycle, the payment filter is deciding where people live, not the city name. The mistake many people make is assuming that Austin is one big metro market. It's not. It's multiple micro markets moving at different speeds, even if they're only a few minutes apart. Now, what does this mean for home sellers? Well, pricing wrong at the beginning costs more in this environment. Market stats show year after year, decade after decade, that homes priced well to begin with put more net profits in sellers' pockets at closing. I know it's hard to get your mind around, but sometimes pricing lower can be more profitable. Price high and then lower the price and then lower the price, and you end up taking less than if you had priced properly to begin with, if you priced realistically at the beginning. I've seen it more times than I can possibly share with you. In suburbs where listings sit longer, the first price matters because buyers compare you to the many substitutes on the market. Condition and presentation matter more than ever when buyers are patient and looking for a great house. When urgency disappears, the clean and well-priced listing is the one that wins. Your strategy as a seller has to be suburban specific. Austin can be stable overall, but your specific suburb might be cooling. So the plan has to match your lane. If you understand which suburbs are getting more competition, where buyers are regaining leverage, and where demand is rotating north, you don't have to make a guess. You can move strategically. So first, let's remember these areas are not bad. They just have a tendency to cool first because they hit monthly cost ceilings, inventory competition increases, and commute friction becomes a little more challenging. And those factors cause cooling sooner than in other areas. In Central Texas, as I've said before, small shifts in buyer confidence can show up fast, especially in suburbs with a lot of similar homes for sale at the same time. In other words, high inventory. Let's talk first about Cedar Park. We're seeing high competition. Buyers are getting more and more patient, and that's why Cedar Park seems to be cooling. Current data shows that Cedar Park had a year-over-year median price decline, and homes are sitting on the market longer, much longer than they did a year ago. Quite sincerely, this is what quiet cooling looks like when buyers have options. Cedar Park's one of the priciest Austin North Quarter suburbs, highest median priced home of all the suburbs to the north of Austin. And the reasons are fair enough. It's the closest to Austin in the northwest quarter along Highway 183, means short drives and more access. However, when buyers feel there are homes that are interchangeable, they begin to negotiate harder, and sellers have to compete more on price, condition, and concessions. The people who are rotating out of Cedar Park still want North Austin access, but they want a better value. They want more lot options and a more appealing monthly cost. And let's face it, many owners are cashing out after that big run up in values in 2021 and 22, and they're relocating to a better fit nearby. The high values of Cedar Park homes mean higher taxes and higher insurance bills. Now, Pflugerville, on the other hand, is on the other side of Austin, and it's cooling for different reasons. Like most other areas, Pflugerville's home values are down year over year. Days on the market rose sharply compared to a year ago. But this is a classic payment-sensitive suburb. Rates and costs can be challenging in an area like this, and buyers stop stretching for the same house. house. Buyers who are moving out of Pflugerville or to other areas instead of Pflugerville want more space, newer builds, and a cleaner commute plan. And some just want to rethink where they live in the Austin metro. Home sellers here are typically seeing more competition than in the past few years. And right next to Pflugerville is Round Rock. Buyers have more leverage here, and there are fewer urgency buys than before. Round Rock also shows a year-over-year price declines, along with longer days in the market. And people are moving out or choosing other areas who want to trade into a different product mix, newer communities, or different commute setups. Most of these buyers are moving within the North Quarter rather than leaving the region, and they're just looking for different options. Now, when we go south, Buda showed a larger year-over-year median price decline and longer days in the market than other suburbs. And that's what happened when a suburb gets priced like peak demand. Buyers become cost sensitive and start comparing harder. People are rotating out of or buying elsewhere because they want a stronger value trade or a different commute story than that tough South Austin commute grind. Sellers here have to consider pricing for today, not for 2022. And just slightly south of that is Kyle. Kyle is actually one of the better performing areas in the Austin suburban metro. But the same story again. Data shows that Kyle year over year has moved down in average price and days in the market is staying high. It's really a high volume new build corridor, but buyers can simply wait and compare when they're buying that type of home. That kills the urgency, and the incentives seem ineffective with new builders. And a lot of buyers are re-ranking based on commute reality, total monthly costs, in the basic neighborhood feel. These are owners and buyers who would rather pivot to a lane that feels more stable for long-term hold and resale. I just want to remind you, Austin isn't losing demand, it's just getting redistributed. Domestic migration slowed and affordability became the filter. So the first places to cool are the suburbs where buyers have the most substitutes, in other words, more choices, and payment math is the hardest to justify. So if these are the suburbs where buyers are getting pickier first, the question is, where are they going instead? Because people aren't leaving Central Texas, they're just changing the rules of what feels worth it. Buyers and sellers are re-ranking space, lifestyle, and long-term hold potential, but most of these are staying in the North Corridor. So where are they going? Well, let's talk about Liberty Hill first. It's known for space in a new build lane. Liberty Hill is pulling in people. Well, it's a classic affordability and space rotation. When buyers stop stretching for the same house closer in, they expand the radius to get more home and newer inventory. Liberty Hill has been highlighted for rapid growth and increased attention as a major northwest corridor. Bottom line is it was discovered a few years ago and has been evolving ever since. Buyers who fit Liberty Hill want, well, newer construction, larger lots, and a smaller community feel, because it is the smallest community around the Austin area. It's great for people who want to be in that north and northwest orbit, but need the monthly cost to make more sense. It's for buyers who simply care more about the home and the neighborhood than being close in. But Liberty Hill isn't a no compromise move. Commute planning matters. The pocket you pick matters because it just requires a little bit more commuting than some of the other areas. Some areas are rural, some areas feel master plan, and the experience can be totally different based on where you're located in Liberty Hill. And remember, the decision isn't just price, it's how your daily drive and your errand pattern actually works. It's also about when infrastructure will show up, like shopping and restaurants. They're coming, there's no doubt about that, but it won't be overnight. And now we are going to look at the fastest growing area around Austin, Texas, and that's Georgetown. Big reason is because Georgetown, Texas feels like its own city, has real population momentum, not just hype. Georgetown's been growing dramatically since 2020. It's actually crossed that 100,000 population mark, and that's a big signal of sustained demand. One of the big reasons Georgetown is so popular is because it offers so many lifestyles in one move. Everyone knows about that historic walkable energy near the square and the housing that goes along with it. From affordable remodeled homes with character and charm to dramatic high-dollar homes with serious wow factor. It's also got newer master plan pockets with more space, modern floor plans, and extensive amenities. And remember, Georgetown has more 50-plus homes than anywhere else in Central Texas. And on the other end of the spectrum, more homes on large lots than anywhere else in Central Texas for that real Texas lifestyle feel. And downtown investment in Georgetown is real. It's been actively building out downtown and civic-focused projects that reinforce lifestyle, not just rooftops. Georgetown is for buyers who want to stay in the Austin orbit, but want a place that feels more cohesive and livable from day to day and offers community-driven events all year round. Families who like those newer housing options without feeling like they're in an endless strip corridor of new homes will like Georgetown, because it does have more new homes, but a variety, such as master plan communities like Wolf Ranch and Nolina, and boutique communities like Riverstone. People who like a suburb with strong identity and long hold demand like Georgetown. And families who want to be near parents or grandparents, because Georgetown has more 55-plus housing than any Austin area. That also makes it great for smart size movers who want 55-plus communities and just can't find them anywhere else. People who lived in subdivisions who want to move out to acreage, for that Texas lifestyle feel, well, you can find it in Georgetown because it offers more than any other suburb. Now, there are certainly trade-offs to mention. Georgetown seems like the whole package with events and trails and lake and parks. But you do have to be intentional about the pocket selection because Georgetown has multiple lanes that feel very different. Newer communities come with HOA and tax stacks that, well, they change your monthly payment. And the big win is not just Georgetown as a label, it's choosing the right area of Georgetown for your commute rhythm, daily errands, and resale demand. And to give you a better feel for Georgetown, Texas, you can download our Ultimate Retirement Guide for Georgetown, Texas. Free download, no hassle, no obligation. It's in the link below. It's packed with information about housing, taxes, weather, restaurants. Virtually everyone that downloads it tells us how helpful it is. Another very popular option is Leander, northwest of Austin. Strong population gains here show that demand is real. Recent census data shows that Leander is adding thousands of residents and posting meaningful growth every year. Mixed use and city investment matters, and Leander is actively planning for future city services and has major development activity, which reinforces that it's building more of a complete city core over time. Buyers who want to stay north but still be connected with more inventory options in some of the tighter sub-markets like Leander. Now, not every Leander pocket feels the same. Some areas feel like newer subdivisions, while others are closer to emerging to mixed use, and that's not common in Austin suburbs. The monthly cost stack can vary a lot based on HOA, taxes, and new construction premiums. Now, if you want the best resale lane, you want to buy where demand will concentrate, not just where the cheapest home is today. If you're thinking about buying, selling, or relocating anywhere along the North Austin corridor and you want a clear breakdown of which suburbs are cooling, where demand is shifting, and which lane fits your budget and commute best in 26, reach out before you make a move. I'm Stuart Sutton, and I've helped buyers in Georgetown, Texas, and across North Austin for over 3 decades. I help you make that decision first move based on what's actually happening right now. Hope to meet you soon, and remember, it is your choice, so make it a powerful day.